My neighbors put in an awesome Rockscape, and it got me to thinking. I had a kind of a boring spot in my yard that really needed some bling. It needed to get a little livelier. It needed to get some pizzazz. So I thought, well, okay, I'm gonna make myself a little Rockscape. Eventually, you have to stop thinking and start doing. Stop procrastinating, stop coming up with ideas and dreams and get your hands dirty. This is basically part 2, the completion of this Rockscape. So if you want to watch the other video, you can find it easily right there on my page.
I think maybe I could bring in some rocks, maybe dig, so I'll have to call, make sure I'm not digging into a wire, and I don't want to cut off anybody's internet. Clear out an area here and put some rocks in, and I think that might be kind of awesome.
If you can pick it up, you can have it. That's what the boss said. Yeah, I went back to the construction site. Unfortunately, my truck had been breaking down, and so I didn't get back there as soon as I wanted to. So some of my rocks were gone that I wanted to get. And I didn't really have a way to get things loaded because the guys were so busy putting together some last-minute touches on this amazing project that they were doing. So I talked to the boss, and he said, well, really, if you want to pick up some of these around here, some of these smaller rocks, that's fine. And I said, you mean if I can pick it up, I can have it? And he said, yeah. So that's what I did. And I'm going back again because there's a few more that I can pick up and put on my 2-wheeled cart, and I think I can get in my truck. A little bit bigger ones, just 2 more maybe, just 2 more.
I kept telling myself I only need 3 rocks, 3 really nice rocks. 5 at the most, just, you know, an odd number. Look at 28 rocks. I need options, plenty of options. My wife wanted a white rock. I like Sharon conglomerate. This looks like a natural bird bath. Let's see what they look like a little bit washed off. Why did I pick these rocks? Well, some of them, I suppose it'll be obvious, but I could pick them up. And I'm not that strong. So I wanted to get a white rock for my wife because she wanted it for the flower bed. This one has some really interesting fossils. They look like crinoids, but those look like something I've never seen before. So I'd like to research that a little bit. I love these little formations. These probably also look fossilicious, but it could be just mineral formations. Since we've moved to Ohio, I've fallen in love with Sharon conglomerate, so naturally I wanted to glom onto a piece of Sharon conglomerate that was beautiful, and that is glorious. This one, I like the layers. It's sedimentary, but it's okay. Metamorphic, probably. Glacier sitting on top of it, compressing everything. This I like because on this side it's a natural bird bath. The other side is cool too. Just kind of interesting the way the minerals just sat there and did what they do. This one will probably end up being a pedestal for something else. That's a nice piece of granitoid. That one I picked up. It's just sandstone, but I thought it was kind of nice because it was red. And then here's another red one. I like it. That'll stand out. Feldspar does have a certain beauty to it. Some of these others have some very interesting inclusions. Some of that granite is very beautiful. More Sharon conglomerate. More sandstone, and that's nice. I like those inclusions. Nice piece of granite there. And I like those as wavy little inclusions. I'm going to have to research those and see what they are. So this is my 3 rocks, no more than 5. All right, so what I've done is I trimmed up my grasses a little bit just to make sure that they weren't going to interfere with the look I wanted. I dug a little bit of a trench just as an outline. Now that will probably change as I place the rocks and the plants in here. I put 2 layers of landscape fabric down. Hopefully that will take care of any grasses that want to grow up through there. I've got my electrical line marked. I don't want to interfere with that. So I'll probably end up putting a plant here. My desire is to put a plant here where I have this orange marker, like a hydrangea plant is what my wife is requesting. So I'll put a hydrangea plant there. I'm planning on putting a big rock there. I'll just lay things out to make everything look like a mountain with some foothills. All right, I did manage to get these last 2 rocks in. Really nice piece of granite and another piece of granite with a wishing stripe in it. I definitely could have filmed me putting them in the truck, but it wasn't pretty. I'm guessing these rocks probably weigh 250 a piece, maybe that one 200 and that one 250, something like that. And going up the ramps, man, I could get it almost all the way up if I started with a running start, but it was tough. I don't like leaving some here that I wanted, but you can't have everything in life. All right, what my plan is, I have this nice piece of feldspar and mica back here. That's the mountain, and this little vignette. And then this is an accent rock that is probably basalt with a nice quartz vein running through it, and that is actually pointing to the mountain. So that's the way that I like to set things up, to highlight the feature, the main feature. That's the star of the show. Then we have this with the rust stain. It's just another interesting rock that symbolizes stability and foothills leading up to the mountain. Then here we've got what I would call a natural bird bath. So the bugs come in and the bigger bugs eat the little bugs, and then the birds come and eat the bugs. And then the bigger birds come and eat the little birds. Whatever's left over, then the little bugs come back in, and it's just a nice cycle. And then we have here Sharon conglomerate, which is something more of an accent piece, all leading up to the mountain. Did I mention before that we live on top of an old rock quarry? Yeah, so every time I dig, yeah, this is what I get. It's kind of cool. This is going to go in here as a backdrop. Yeah. As a backdrop to this rockscape. It still has a long ways to, but it's getting there. Pretty much ready for the final placement, and as you'll notice, almost all of these are pretty low because the rocks are the stars, the rock stars, so to speak. And you don't want your plants to be the center of attention, you want your rocks to be the center of attention, and the plants just kind of add the organic materials and they complement each other. The only one that's really very high is that little guy over there, and the reason I put him in is just to give a little bit of motion and movement to this area. The grasses will blow a little bit, but those things, once they grow up a little bit taller where those flowers are, that'll be about 3 feet tall, very airy, but also wave around in the breeze quite a bit. So that'll be kind of fun. Now to put the rest of it down and also put in the mulch. So just a few final touches. This is the way we plant our plant. We have the container it came with. We have soil packed around that empty container. We have the plant soaking in water. In it goes to the hole that is just the perfect size. And we're done. Now the mulch, and it will be finished. So there you go, start to finish, a rock garden. I'm happy. Okay, plants, do your job, because the rocks are going to do their job. Rocks never disappoint.